Hey Michael, this is Peter. How are you doing? Before we get into your video analysis today, first of all, I just want to say that it is truly a privilege to coach you. I really enjoy working with you. You are a great young man. And so anything that I go through on this tape with you, I don't want you to take personally, okay? It's just to help you get better, okay? Which we're going to do together because I am the coach in your corner. All right, now, what we're going to go over today, Michael, is we're going to take a look at some weaknesses as far as recognizing balls that are coming short but appear that they may be going deep. And I'm going to give you some solutions, some things to look for that's going to help you recognize a little sooner that that ball is short so you can get up there a lot faster, which is going to give you more options. You tend to get these balls just at the last second when I think you could have got a better beat on it and actually maybe even put the ball away. Secondly, what we're going to look at is we're going to look at a little bit of a habit you have in between points to develop more of a ritual, more of a positive, self-confident persona that I want you to develop while you're on the court, which is going to help you win more points and more matches. I'm a big believer that what you do in between the point often can be just as important as what you're doing in the point. And then we're also going to take a look at some court positioning where you got a short ball and how you want to play approach shots. It's very, very important to know how to play the net. And there's a saying that, you know, your net play is only as good as your approach shot, okay? So, and the key to a good approach shot is not just, you know, how great your shot is, but where you hit the ball and how you choose to move in, and also having some awareness of where your opponent is. So we're going to take a look at that. And then finally, we're going to look at a point that has a great rhythm to it. It's a rhythm that a lot of the pros play. It didn't happen enough in the match, but I want to show you what I want you to aspire to. I want to show you what I want an average routine point to look like for you. And if we can get that to happen, you're going to win a lot of matches, my friend. So enjoy, and I'll be back on the other side with the analysis. Take care and have a great day.
Okay, Michael, so I want to show you a couple of different things. First, we're going to be looking at your reaction to some short balls. So the first point here, you're going to serve it and then immediately get a short ball, and I can kind of see why it fooled you, but we're going to take a look at it here. So you serve the ball in play, and you'll notice that right away you start moving backwards, okay? You're on your back heel behind the baseline, and this ball is already, the ball is right here, and it's getting ready to bounce inside the service box. So we see that bounce inside the service box, surprise you there at the last second, and you have trouble with that. We're going to look at one more point. This, by the way, happened kind of through several points through the match, so that's why I'm showing it to you. Okay, so here's the second point where it happens. Again, I really like your ritual about how you do your ball bounces on your racket. It's very consistent. You do it every time. So here we go. We're getting into a rally. This is actually a pretty decent rally you guys had. I'm going to point this out in a couple of seconds for you. So here it comes. Now look at how high that ball went over the net. And then this one comes short, kind of dies. You don't recognize that. You ran up to it a little too slow. You kind of had to put on the afterburners there. Get up there quickly so you have more options to do some things with that ball. Okay, so we're going to go back and take a look at what you could have done differently to recognize that that was going to be a short ball. Now, this is the shot just before the short ball. What I want you to notice is how high the ball goes over the net, how much weight he puts into the shot, and so you can see that it's crossing the net, you know, and it's very high when it's coming over the net. It's still peaking. It's still on the rise, which is going to show us that that's going to move through the court. So let's watch him hit this shot. So watch the flight of the ball. It's going up, 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 still up. Now it's finally dropping. Okay? So you can see that that is going to move you back. Now, let's take a look at the next ball that's going to come. The next ball he hits, you notice that his swing path doesn't really go through the ball. It comes across. So he swings across. And then look at how the ball is already starting to die. Okay, that ball reached its peak on the other side of the net. So you need to recognize little things like that so you can get on your horse and get up to that ball. Okay, very good. So we're going to move on to our next point here. Okay, so this next point has to do with court positioning and shot selection on when you get a short ball, and depending on where you are in the court, where you should hit it. So you see right here that you do recognize the ball early and you hit it cross court and you hit it wide. Okay, so here we are. You're getting ready to serve. Hey, like you're watching yourself in super slow-mo. Kind of cool, huh? Again, that toss needs to be, you need to go up after that toss more, though that wasn't bad. Now here comes a short ball. You do a good job getting up on the ball. Now let's take a look at right here. Where are you on the court? You're right over here. Okay. And your opponent is in this corner. So where do you choose to take the shot? We know that what you did is you chose to take the shot over here. You took it right back over here, right at him. Okay? So where is that shot? Where's the correct space to go? We can see that we had this whole line, this whole area of the court is wide open. And why is it so important to hit there? For many reasons. Because when you hit up the line here, when you hit up the line, you want to follow the path of your ball. Your body needs to be following that path. Because what you're going to have to do from here is you're going to have to make sure that you cover your line. You're going to have to run. You're going to have to run all the way across, all the way over here to make sure that you're covering your line. Because when you're playing the net, you always want to make sure that you are going to be in front of the ball, which your body needs to be right here to be able to play that. So he's got a big advantage over you where he does not have to move too much to get to the ball. He's not going to have to move too much, and what he's going to have wide open is this down the line shot. So even though he doesn't have the best backhand, you're leaving him with a pretty easy opportunity. Plus, you're not leaving yourself with much margin for error. So besides missing the shot, when you get a ball out here, even though this is a weak shot, you need to take this shot down the line so then you can easily, all you've got to do now is run it in a complete path, and he's got to run all the way across the court now. So you have the angle advantage over him, where when you take it over here, he has the angle advantage over you. If you hit a good shot, he's going to be late. His easiest shot is going to be down the line. So if you were right here, let's say you got a backhand. Let me just erase. Right, you can make up that. That's not going to be too hard for you to get there, and you'll be able to cover the down the line shot. So that's not bad. So anything right here isn't bad, but I'd rather, when he still has the angle advantage over you. So I'd still take this shot up the line, even standing here. Because again, you're going to have to make him run all the way over here to beat you. So you really would want your opponent, okay, you really ideally, if you're going to take any approach shot cross court, you want your opponent basically here, in the middle, and over, okay? That's when you can take the ball and go cross court with an approach shot. But when you're way out here, this is a big no-no to take this ball all the way across the court. For again, you can see that he's got the big angle advantage over you. Okay, so think about that when you're playing a match. Don't go cross court on your approach shot unless you have the angle advantage, unless you can beat your opponent to the spot. Does that make sense? And so if we just play it, we can see that You're not giving yourself much margin for error. You're forcing that, and you miss it wide, because that was a tough thing to get. But you can see how long it's taken you to get over there anyway. So we don't want to do that anyway. Okay, so that's our second point that we're watching. Okay, so this next point, we're just going to watch. Now notice how you run up to that ball. I don't want you doing that. I notice you run a lot to your balls, and to me, you want to stay in your timing, in your rhythm. That just shows a little bit of panic on my end. Here we go. You run to the ball, and you get ready for your next point. Now, I understand it's off the court, but that was something that we talked about after this match, is you're kind of playing on his time. You're always running after balls. So I just wanted to point that out really quickly, where you want to get in your rhythm. And so what you'd want to do in between each point is take your time. This is what I'd like you to do in between every point. The point ends. Now, if you hit a good shot, I want you to give yourself a little positive emotion, maybe a little fist pump, maybe a little yes, okay? If you lose the point, right away, go to strings. Then the next thing I'd like to see you do is, after every point, I want to see you put the racket in the other hand, okay, so to get it out of your hand so you can relax. And then I want you to come back here, back in here, back near the fence, kind of regroup your thoughts. This is where you're coming up with your goal, what you're going to do. Once you get that in your head, then it's time to come back into the court and get into your ritual for whatever you like to do for your serve, which I love the ritual you have on your serve. Okay, so that's the way I want you playing your points. Now, here's the last point, and I actually like a lot about this last point. So we're gonna go over that. This is very good stuff here. Now, when you and Tom were playing, there wasn't a lot of rhythm points as far as the ball going over the net, several times at a decent height over the net. That's how the pros play. They play mostly cross court. They have a nice rhythm where they're getting the ball a minimum of 4 to 8 feet over the net when they're in their rally points. And this was probably the closest point that resembled a professional tennis point to me, so I'm very proud of you for this. If we can get this on a regular routine, if this is what our routine points look like, you're going to start winning a lot of matches. Almost, I would say, is probably over 90%. I would say 9 out of 10 points you all played, it was under a 3-ball rally. We didn't get much net clearance, and one of you made the mistake. But let's take a look at this rally here and take a look at how you guys got into a rhythm and good net clearance. Okay, so this was a nice rhythm point. This is the kind of points you want to start playing on a regular basis. So you got that one up over the net. You got that one up over the net. Very nice. This is a great ball you just hit. Look at the height on that and the depth you got. Then you hit another great ball. He hits a great shot. You return with a great shot. And then here's a short ball that throws you off that we already analyzed. But that's okay. I can live with that. That's the kind of points, Michael, I want to see you playing. So we're gonna be working on all that stuff this week. So good job. You got a lot of potential. I really enjoy working with you as a student, and it's always a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed this video analysis.